I spent $26,229 on Whiteout Survival in 142 days. Today, after the reset, we just got Fire Crystal level 5 unlocked, and let me get into that a little bit and tell you the problem. Yes, the problem it's going to create for us. First of all, let's take a look. We got new camps. That's the thing everybody really wants. We got some levels on the command center that we can go up as well, and embassy and infirmary. I want all this stuff. Everybody does. But the problem is, if we start spending now outside of state versus state, what I like to remind people is that there are 3 consequences of this. Number 1, we're going to lose all those points we could have had during the prep phase. Number 2, we're going to get matched against a stronger opponent. Like if we go to FC5 now, then we're going to get matched against an FC5 opponent, most likely. And number 3, they have probably been saving already. So we're going to get matched with an FC5 opponent that's been saving themselves for SvS. So they probably already had a bunch of stuff in the bank ready to go to press even further. And so they're going to only get even more powerful. So not only are we going to get matched kind of, by a stronger power to begin with than we're really prepared for, because we just barely unlocked FC5 and not everyone in the state's going to be able to press stuff really, really far. But then the opponent we get selected against is still not done. Their backpack isn't empty, only ours is. So now we got matched with a stronger opponent and we have nothing left in the tank for SvS. It's a horrible situation all around. This simple solution, and it's what everybody in the game does that I can tell, all the experienced players who are competitive do this. You basically ask everyone in the state, please, let's save. Let's not press this. Let's conserve our power, conserve our points. And it's just delayed gratification. You're still going to have the same power. It's just going to have to, can we just wait until the next prep phase? That's all. It's just a couple weeks away from now. State versus state castle happens fairly regularly in the game, so just kind of hold off on that. So we're basically in a mode where we're trying to hope and pray that everybody follows this game plan, because we're not trying to do it aggressively anymore. That didn't work out too well last time. I know some states get super aggressive about it. Like, we don't really want to do that. We do tell people, try not to rank for events, but do go ahead and get your basic rewards. I hope they don't get the basic rewards using fire crystals, because there's lots of other ways to do it. But if there was an event that absolutely required fire crystals to get points, then I guess I wouldn't be so horribly appalled about the idea, as long as they're not pressing too far. So we reminded people, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but any change in your segment level, like if you're FC 3.1 because you did one segment, you change in the rank. So we'll see it in the leaderboard. We'll see it in the furnace ranking. So some people actually took some snapshots of the furnace rankings just to be able to see if anybody's actually doing this. And all the whales in the state have agreed not to do this. So, well, not all the whales. I'm in a top 5 whale chat, and we all agreed that we're not doing this. It's just too many points. And my opinion is that even if somebody does falter, like not one of us, hopefully one of us won't kind of break this agreement that we made. But if anybody else in the state does falter, there's kind of no reason to make a bad situation worse. So there's no reason for us to press power as well and lose all those points and make the power dynamic even stronger and make the problem worse. So but let's see what happens. That's part of I'm documenting my journey, and this is part of the problems of the game. This is state politics right now. Let's take a look at those troops though. So as you can see, I did get Romulus here as well, so that's kind of fun. I can tap on the Romulus and get 150 free train, whatever troops you want for the day. I'll just grab this one as well so I can clear it from the display for a minute. I won't do those now, of course. But let's take a look at these new troops. So if we go into the train section now, I don't know, some people follow me who aren't veterans of the game and they're kind of learning along with me. If you click, this is clickable here. And if you click here, on this thing, you can see the power stats. But if you click on the fire crystal, you can see the fire crystal. And if you tap on any one of these, you can see what those symbols mean. So basically, this is attack, defense, health, lethality, and the special skills. And what happens at FC5, you don't get a special skill bump at FC4, but you do get some stats buff. Actually, and this is infantry, so you're not going to get an attack buff from 3 to 4, but you're going to get a defense buff, a small one, and then a small buff to the health, and then, nothing to the lethality either. But at level 5, you'll get a small one on the attack, you get a bigger one on the defense, a little one on the health, and then nothing on the lethality. But you get this crystal shield, which increases the chances of having, a better damage offset, basically, a damage buff. So that's nice to have, of course. That's an infantry skill. We go into Lancer, and the same thing. It's like a level 2 crystal land. So you can see that the stats, you get this, you know, a progression of stats that are kind of more aligned with this class. So you get more on the attack here and less on the defense and health. But you do get this level 2 fire crystal special skill. So it grants 15% of dealing double damage. So as opposed to 10% of dealing double damage. And then we go to the marksman, and again, you get, you know, the attack and lethality bumps, and then you get the crystal gunpowder. Instead of the 20% chance of dealing 50% more, you get a 30% chance of dealing 50% more. So these are, you know, could be substantial gains for troops in battle, especially if you're going, you know, an FC3 against an FC5, and if they have the right troops to go along with it. The furnace level itself doesn't matter if you don't increase the camp as well. So if you do get those camps up, then having your infantry and marksmen up is going to give you kind of an edge in battle against FC3 troops. So I'm very tempted. Everybody in the state who's able to do this, especially the whales who've been saving for this, are very tempted to do this because it's very real power gain and needed for castle battles and stuff. But what we're trying to do is just hold off until the next SvS prep. So, you know, it is a little frustrating to some degree, like a new thing just unlocked, and now we just got to sit on our hands basically and wait, but it's the right thing to do. It's delayed gratification. If we can just delay that gratification, the benefits will be worth it. So let's see how many people in the state do that. There's something new to show you. So I saved up 100 of my treks, and then after the reset, I did my treks, and I was able to unlock Romulus pretty quickly. And then I went to the frontier and selected Romulus as my expert, and then I had like only 10 of those frontier backpacks left, so I did that. And then I did the rest of my treks, and I was able to unlock Romulus and advance him some through gifts. And we do have Alliance Showdown today, so I did do a relationship advancement there. I think I could do another one here. This isn't a huge amount of points. But you know, Romulus uses a lot of sigils. Look at that. So I'm going to think, you know, I think this is where I want to be focusing my energy now for the most part to get those stats that Romulus provides. But I'm going to think about that a little bit. I have to think about how I want to play Alliance Showdown and where I want to get my basic points. I probably already have basic points for the day. But there is one thing I'm going to do when we talk about spending here while I'm in here. I'm going to grab this Dawn Mark pack that came up. And speaking of spending, there is something else. So I had a bunch of people, I know this happens sometimes off camera after the fact. I had a bunch of people saying, you know, you really should do more with Wishful Emporium because it's a really good deal. Well, what I decided to do is I did some steel and then some charms, because charms are something that I really, you know, you do need to push and they're hard to get. So I did do the charm, I did do some charms, and I did some steel. The problem is we're going to also need a lot of steel coming up, and I want to be able to be prepared for that. And essentially there will be a point where T11 troops unlock, because we only have T10 now. And when T11 troops unlock, we're going to need a bunch of steel. So I figured, you know, and talking to some people in the game, I think I agree. Like if you look in the standard shop, like it was like 1.5 times better to get the steel from Wishful Emporium. And the problem is that it's hard to find steel anywhere else. The only place you can get it is in the standard shop and in the Explorer, and that's it. So Wishful Emporium has the steel. I think there might be maybe one other special deal event that I remember seeing steel in, but it doesn't come often. So it's hard to get steel in bulk, in quantity, from any place else other than the standard shop. And I figured I might as well take advantage of that. So I did spend a little more than I wanted to yesterday, because it ended up being I bought it out, so that was $150. And my steel is looking pretty good now as a result. So take a look at this. This is where my steel's at. So 2.43 million now. So picked up about 1 million steel doing that, and then the rest was all in charms. So I kind of split the difference between, you know, charms and steel. All right, so that's the new fire crystal level. That's the new expert. And now let's get into a little bit of the spending, and then we'll cover events and just take a look at that quickly. So mix and match. This goes on for a couple days, and I think I'm gonna just do this for some fire crystals because it's not a bad deal now. The deal got better, I believe, with FC5. So I'm gonna buy some more fire crystals because that's what we're gonna be using a lot of. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing there. But I'm gonna wait. I know a lot of you will give me some opinions and advice on this, but that's probably because I don't know, that's probably the better use of these, but maybe it could be research as well. Maybe it's the research speed ups here, because again, when I want to prepare for T11 troops, that's going to be a deal. I think I already have the construction speed ups I need for the FC5 push, so I'm fine on that. So really for me, this is between keeping the Fire Crystal Horde going or trying to obtain more research speed ups. But I think Fire Crystals is probably the right decision there. Same with the custom pet chest. This is going to be take a little, it's 6 days for this, and I don't need to do it right now. I already spent $150 last night that I wasn't expecting to, so I'm going to just sit on that as well. We will grab the daily deals like I always do. And let's see. No luck tonight on that. And and the rewards upgraded, so that's nice. So we will make our claims here, and I'll just renew that when I need it more, because that is an even better deal now than it was before. So it was already a good deal, and now it's an even better deal. And some of these deals are actually getting a little bit better as well. But I don't know, man. I don't like spending on it just because it doesn't come with the VIP. So I'm going to hold off on those weekly deals. And did we get a reset on the Mithril? Yep, we got a reset on the Mithril, so I'll grab that for 5. And that's it for the standard section. We come into the deal section. Thank you. Somebody pointed out yesterday that I missed the sign-in, the daily sign-in one, so I did buy that. The sign-in and earn it. So I did buy that. So we got that coming. The Journey Treasures. To me, this is a good deal. You can do the math again, but as you can see, the amount that you get went up. So by the event end, this is what you'll get. So definitely going to grab that again. Thought that was a good deal last time I got it, and I think it's still a good deal now. The Hero Rally, as far as I know, this is one of the better deals in the game for Fire Crystals and other things. It comes just for the Fire Crystals alone. Comes with a lot of stuff, but also comes with... and yeah, I'm going to grab the general shards. So to my opinion, this is worth it just for the Fire Crystals, let alone all the other stuff you get with it. So, I mean, that's a pretty good deal as far as I'm concerned. And the Endless Wayfarer, because we have the experts now, this is kind of got to buy this because it's a excellent way to get a trickle in of all the things that matter, like the sigils and the books and the speed ups, like everything. So all the heroes, told you what my strategy on this was going to be. I'm basically buying this $5 every day. And then right now I'm going to be using it on the Gen 1 widgets and just saving them for SvS. That's all I'm doing with those right now. And that's it. That's all we have for that. Oh, no. Now we got the weekly benefits card. So the weekly benefits cards went up as well. And because kind of one of the better deals here is between the Chief Gear and the Hero Gear. And because I need to keep on pressing the Hero Gear, and I'm already got my Chief Gear maxed, and I know there will be more levels later, but right now, what I need on the account is actually the Hero Gear. So that's what I'm going to buy, is the Hero Gear. And the same here, just going to double dip on that because to me, the Hero Gear is where it's at right now. That's what I need on the account, so that's what I'm getting. And these, again, if you do the math on it, they're decent deals. It's just that you don't get a lot of them. Some of the deals you get are like good deals, but you get them in small quantities, and that's what this is. It's just you got to kind of buy it at the smaller amounts and just kind of keep it going in the tank, basically. Just keep on getting a trickle in all the time. That's kind of what the deal is there. Okay, so now let's take a little look at the events section and see what's going on. If we take a look at the calendar quick, we do have Snowbusters coming up soon. Already covered some of these. Oh, we got Amia's Fortune Hunt coming up soon, so that'll be a little bit of spending on that as well. Not too much, but a little bit. And yeah, that's the only thing that's kind of the most important thing on the schedule right now. We got Foundry as well. So if we get into Alliance Showdown, let's see. That's the points I put on the board already. I will need some more. And today is all about, you can see it down here, or you can see it if you tap on any one of these. So this is about escorting trucks. So probably between the escorting trucks, I'm not going to do anything with Fire Crystals or construction yet. If I can avoid it, I will. We got Gathering, we got Gem Use, and the sigil and books of knowledge. So if we look through the rest of these days, the hero development day is going to be shards, which I don't want to use outside SvS if I can avoid it. And we have some more use of gems and expert sigils. Again, I'm going to try to avoid as much of this as possible outside of SvS. So we got gathering and pets. So I'm basically looking at this for what I can do that's not going to be SvS. So I don't really want to do anything more with charms or pets or that, but I can definitely do my escort trucks. I can gather and I can do gems. And the nice thing about this is, since I think every level of this includes using gems, I could basically start acquiring some more pet common wild marks for the next generation pets that are coming, because I used a lot of them to get all my pets up to purple. And I can get some points on the board. So I can get my daily points on the board just by using gems every day in this event. Most likely. I think I can get enough. We'll see. Well, it's not that much. It's only 1 point per gem, but so... And yeah, I'm going to need a bunch. So I'll probably have to do some other stuff as well, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum. That's going to be my strategy there. Tundra trade route isn't so interesting, but I do like to try to delay this a little bit. You never know what... I know it is a luck-based thing, but generally my experience has been, if you're first out the gate and there's bigger whales in the ocean, they're going to grab you because everyone gets excited after the reset. They just want to do their hits and be done for the night. So I'll wait a little bit on this, and then I'll send my trucks out. I will offer my assistance, though, for other people if they want to use my squad. So that way that makes it available to them if they want to run trucks. And yeah, and now we got armament competition. So armament competition is expert sigils and chief gear and shards and some other stuff. So it looks like what I'll want to do is do some more expert work, just enough to clear my basic points. Do have 2 days on this one. We just unlocked Romulus, so I think that's the right thing to do here, is just do a little bit of work on the experts to get this. I'm certainly not going to do anything with chief gear because I can't. It's all maxed. I don't want to touch fire crystals. I don't really want to touch shards. Speed ups, I can do some speed ups organically. Not too worried about that because I can always buy them, and I'm spending to get them. So that's all we have right there. And of course I'll do the. Oh, you know what? I told somebody Symphony of Change, like when the Symphony of Change event ended, that's when the fire crystals will come. I guess the last day is like the last day to finish claiming Symphony of Change. So I guess I'll have to note this for the future when I'm telling people this and giving them advice. It's basically on the last day of Symphony of Change is when you get the next fire crystal level. The next one for us will be quite a while, I think, at this point, but that's something important to know. It's like, yes, the event is not completely expired because they're basically giving you the last day to clear off any tasks that you need to before the event finally goes away. So that's what that's all about. So let's take a quick look at the Labyrinth, and we have Land of Heroes here. So if I recall, this is, am I right that this was the one that used to be Land of the Brave? I think so. So if that's the case, then we're going to try running... All right, I'm going to try one of these formations that other people have suggested. And I think if I got this one right, it's the strongest infantry with the second strongest Lancer. So second strongest Lancer and Greg. And then this gets, if I understood right, this gets 60-40. We'll see if I got this wrong. I'm sure you guys will correct me in the comments. And then I think this is the second strongest infantry with Mia and the strongest marksman. And this one gets, I think it was, I don't know if I got this right, 53. Let me see if this looks right. 443, is that right? Something like that. Let's try it. And then the last one gets a standard 50, 20, 30. And let's see what happens. Well, maybe it's the wrong Labyrinth. Or maybe I got the ratios wrong. Or the heroes wrong. Yeah, I don't like the way that's looking. Let me give this a different... Let me just try something more like standard. And let's see, 50, 10, 40. It's kind of something more standard. This, I don't think this is doing... Yeah, that's not doing any better. All right, let's try... Let's go back to the default thing that I would normally do just to see if maybe I got the wrong event. So I'll just do quick deploy, and then here, just use the standard formation on all of these. See how that works. Well, that worked better. So maybe I got the wrong event. Maybe I got the wrong Labyrinth event for that. I don't know, this standard kind of setup seems like it's working pretty well. Oh, got it. I was gonna say I'd be surprised because I did push a lot of gear, I think, between the last Labyrinth and this one. So I would have been surprised if I didn't get another level at least. The level I'm on right now, 32-2. Or I can duck down. Nice. Ouch. Oh, got it. Oh. Don't know if that's gonna cut it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Hey, just barely. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to do it. All right, let's see. I don't know if other people weren't messing around like I was. Maybe they'll be beating me or catching up with me, but I don't know. We'll see. Looking all right so far, and got some more of those Labyrinth chest rewards. If you're one of the people who like to see the Labyrinth content, give me a comment below, because I get like 50-50. Some people seem to love that, and some people seem like they kind of fast forward through it. That's fine. But if I do have enough people who continue liking to see the Labyrinth play, then I'll continue including it, because it's something to do when there's not much else to do. Let's see. There's one more thing I want to do before we're done for the day, because there's not a lot else going on tonight, but we'll get into VIP, and I still haven't decided what I'm doing as far as like when I'm going to do some big push for the, or not big push, like a big event to do Prestige Spinner. But what I'm going to do tonight, just to give a little bit more content, is I'm going to see how many spins it takes me. I'm going to do one spin at a time, and I'll do the skip animation. No, you know what? I won't do the skip animation. Yeah, I'll do the skip. I'll do the skip animation to save us all some time. I want to see how many spins it takes to get a Frost Sphere puzzle piece. So it might be 1, it might be 10. We'll see how many it takes tonight. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, not too bad. Now that gives me a baseline as well, because as you'll see, the way this works is after a certain amount, you get a guaranteed puzzle after every 100. So I'm at guarantee 2 now. Oh, I'm at guarantee 2. When you have obtained more than 11, 1 is guaranteed for every 100 spins. So now, if I get 1 before 100 spins, I know I got a little bit more luck. So we'll see how that goes night to night. And we'll just add that 1 to the stockpile now. 1 more, 18. We're 18% along the way there. So we'll get there eventually. It's gonna just take a long time and a bunch of money and VIP points. That's all I have for tonight, but please, if you want to continue to see this journey, see how the spending goes and see how the account growth goes and see how I develop as a player, you got to help me out by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. That way, whenever I post anything, you'll know about it right away. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.